Hi there, my name's Joe and I'm from Sandy's Fishmongers of Twickenham in the heart of Essex at KellyBronze Turkey Farms to tell you about some of the stock that we're going to be having over this Christmas period. To the left of me is Toby Kelly. Hi, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Good, how's your morning been?
It's been fantastic.
Perfect, should we take a stroll around while I ask you some questions?
Let's go for it.
Perfect. So my first question for you really is, why KellyBronze? Why should a customer come out and get a KellyBronze turkey over your normal standard supermarket turkey? And is there any noticeable or discernible flavour difference in the two?
Yeah, so I mean, we grow our turkeys to full maturity, so they're 24 weeks old when we pluck them. Supermarket turkeys can be as low as 10 to 12 weeks. And the difference is when you grow them to full maturity, you've got lots of fat and lots of flavour. You'd really notice that if you were to taste them side by side.
Yeah.
You'd cook them, the dark meat on a KellyBronze would be so much darker, so much richer, it would be nowhere near as tough. And because we dry pluck them, we can dry age them. And it's a similar concept to beef. It just allows the muscles to relax a bit and it just makes a much nicer eating experience.
Perfect. Following on that, why, when the farm was first starting creating, why was the bronze turkey chosen instead of your normal white turkey?
So, Grandad started this in 1971. We're third generation now. In the 70s, everything was becoming more industrialised and people were moving to the white turkey. It was simply done because it looked nicer on the shelf. So when your customers pick up their KellyBronze, they might notice a few black feather stubs on the breast.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. That was honestly the only reason that people moved and transitioned to the white bird. The original turkey, it came from Mexico. It was a bronze-feathered bird. So yeah, you can't get more heritage, you can't get better than bronze.
And is there a taste difference between the bronze and the white, or is it?
Yeah, I mean, yes, there is. It's much gamier. There is a lot more flavour to it, but that also comes with maturity.
Yeah.
So it's like anything. But yeah, there definitely is.
Okay. And being a family-run farm, do you see yourself maybe taking over?
Yeah.
In the next, maybe not 5 to 10, but maybe the next 20 to 30 years.
Yeah. I would love to.
Yeah.
Grandad's still about. He's 95 and comes into the office every day. So Dad might be the same. So I've got a few years yet. But no, that is the plan. My sister works here now.
Yeah.
I love working with her. We both have opposite skill sets and we're not afraid to admit it. So yeah, we work really well together.
And is this something you always wanted to do, or did you go to learn to love this and grow to love this over time?
No, I think when you grow up on a farm and you grow up in the country, it's very hard to become a city boy. Don't get me wrong, I love to go into London every now and then, but I'm much happier out here.
Okay. And then when it comes to the customer side of things, what would be the best way for a customer to maybe store the bird or to cook the bird over the Christmas period?
So all we advise is just keep it nice and cool. If you're picking your turkey up on the 23rd or 24th of December, if you've got space in the fridge, fantastic. You can either put it straight in its box, or you could take it out of the box, put it in the roasting tin, even better, in the fridge. If you haven't got the ability to do that, or space in the fridge, and you've got a garage or a nice, cool, dark place, you can put it in there.
Okay.
Again, leave it in the box, take it out of the box, but basically, the colder it is, the better, and the more airflow you can get, the better.
Okay. And what would you say is the best way to cook the turkey?
Cooking the turkey, it's simple, less is more. So with your KellyBronze, all you need to do is put the turkey in the roasting tin, put it breast side down to begin with, chop up a few onions, few veggies, whatever your favourites are for your gravy, add a pint of water, bit of salt and pepper, and in the oven, and that's all you need to do. Follow the instructions, use the meat thermometer, and don't overcook it.
Well, I'm looking forward to try mine this year.
Yeah, me too.
Perfect. Well, I'll leave you there. It was lovely speaking to you. Merry Christmas. Take care. Hi, I'm Josh from Sandy's Fishmongers here at the beautiful KellyBronze Turkey Farm in Essex. I'm greeted here with Ella, who's going to help tell us some information about the sustainability and the welfare of these turkeys here. So Ella, as we can see around, it looks like the turkeys have a beautiful space to roam around. Could you tell me a little bit more about that and how it's important?
Yeah, sure. So we try and give the turkeys as much space as possible. So really we've got about 2,000 turkeys in a 10-acre wood. And the more space there is, the happier they are. So it's a great way to plan.
Excellent. And in terms of feed, what are you giving these turkeys?
So we feed them a natural diet, and it's just a pellet of wheat and soya. And then the rations change, obviously, the older they are, but currently they're on a pellet.
Okay. And so how long have these turkeys got before they go to the market?
So we tend to start processing them for Christmas around end of November time, and we grow them for 6 months. So they're the very first hatch of the season, and they go through all seasons. They grow to full maturity before we dry pluck them.
And in comparison to other turkey farms, what makes this place stand out in terms of sustainability and welfare?
So a standard supermarket turkey is around 12 weeks old, and we grow ours for 6 months, so they're a lot more mature. We also grow them wild in the woods, as you can see, which is very different. We then dry pluck them and we dry age them for 2 weeks, which makes them stand out compared to a supermarket turkey. And it's a whole chain of events really that makes it a very highly rewarded product.
Excellent.
So we feed them a natural diet, and it's just basically wheat and soya. So this is the pellet here. When they're young, we start them off on a crumb, and then as they get older, they eat the pellet, and we just top it up in the woods in these troughs.
And how much feed would they go through a day?
That is a good question that I don't know the answer to. We don't necessarily calculate it on a daily basis. We tend to calculate it throughout the year because all things affect the amount that they eat. So like if it's a really hot summer, they won't eat as much. So it's very...
And in terms of the whole process from egg to finished product, could you take me through that briefly, please?
Yeah, sure. So we start planning for Christmas in January, and that's just like egg book planning, like quantities, where we're going to rear them, things like that. And then throughout the year, they hatch in May. So they're one of the very first hatches of the season, and we hatch them natural season. So in May, once they're hatched, they go out onto a brooder farm, and we brood them there for 6 to 8 weeks until they're old enough and they've got like a wax coating on their feather, which means that they're basically water resistant and can come out into the woods. And then when they're old enough, they come into the woods, and that's around June, July time. And then they live in the woodland all through summer, all through autumn, and then into the start of winter before we process them. And here they forage on all the nettles, on worms, on the soft fruits from the tree, and we move them all the way up. So this is a 10-acre site, and we move the feeders and the drinkers all the way up gradually throughout the year, so they get to forage on the whole lot.
So I suppose that's an advantage of here, where they pick up a lot of supplementary feed that they wouldn't get in any other farming situation?
Yeah, definitely. They get to forage on all kinds, and they particularly love the nettles. So before they come here, this whole area is just overgrown with ferns and nettles, and obviously now you can see that it's basically bare and stripped back because they've eaten it and enjoyed it.
Ella, could you tell me a little bit about the final process of these birds and what makes it more significant than others?
Yeah, sure. So we dry pluck all of our turkeys, so we do it by hand. So a standard supermarket turkey would probably use water, so it goes through a water bath, and that opens up the feather follicle, and then you can pull the feathers out, and it's all done by machine. But that means that it's a breeding ground for bacteria as it comes into contact with water. So we use wax instead, so it goes into a wax tank, and the warm wax opens up the feather follicle, and then we have people by hand pulling all the feathers out. And it's because of that process that we can then dry age them. So we hang them in a fridge for 2 weeks. And that just really tenderises the meat, gives it a far better eating quality than a standard turkey. And then we then pack it in a box and send it out to you.
So in terms of the finished product, does it definitely stand out considerably from supermarket?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's a whole chain of events that makes a KellyBronze stand out. It's not just the dry plucking, but that is a significant one.
So there's a lot of factors coming together that make an excellent product.
Definitely, yeah.